Hello everyone, I'm Spook from Ship4. Now, for a while, I've been saying that I'll upload a video to YouTube one day, and, well, today is that day. I'm bringing you an updated guide on using chat commands for PSO2 New Genesis. Some of you may have already seen most of my videos, may be thinking, but you already made a video like this. And yes, I did. I'm not really satisfied with it. The quality back then was pretty bad, I had audio issues, and not everything was properly covered. So I want to fix that here. And we'll dive into how to create a complex command by building from one command, and then we'll provide more examples and useful things later on in later videos. This video will be specifically focused on the global version of PSO2 New Genesis, and all the commands I provide here will work on all platforms. So that's PC, Xbox, PS4, and 5, all of it. This should make it not only easy for me to record, but easier for you and any new or veteran players to know how to use them. But easier for new and veteran players of the game to understand the video. Now that is all out of the way, let's start with chat macros. What are they? So chat macros is a feature in the game that allows you to set a complex chat command into a simple command or key. To edit your chat macros, you'll want to open your main menu and then select chat. Gotta turn on my controller really quick for this. You can open your main menu and go to chat. Now select chat shortcut settings. And here you will have your chat macros. You're provided 5 categories you can customize the name for in order to organize, and you get a set of 10 macros for each category, as you can see here. Once you set a command to a chat macro, you can type that chat macro's shortcut to trigger the command. For example, shortcut 3 says hello, and the command for is /S3, as it says above the box. Let's go ahead and test that out. As you can see, it came out. Now, if typing is too much for those who use controllers, then you can alternatively access the chat macro through your quick menu. By going to the quick menu, go to run chat macros, and then I'll select the same one I did before, and it triggers it. I will show you how to edit all of this as we go along, but just want to at least give you an idea on how this all works. Now we can focus on our first chat command. Let's first decide on a message and what we want to appear in it. Within the game, you can control which chat channel the message from your chat shortcut will appear, and by using the following commands. A for area chat, /P for party chat, and /T for the alliance chat. I'm not gonna use that because then my alliance will be wondering what I'm doing. If we don't customize the message where it will appear, then the chat message will appear in your chat where your chat box is currently set to. So mine's set to send to party. So any chat macro I use that's not specifically set to either maybe alliance or area chat will go to party chat instead. For now, I just want my message to appear in a area chat. So I'll do /A. Quite a nice view today. Okay, so let's now make our message look nice with some colors. This can be done using color code commands, which the command is usually within curly brackets or braces, and will include first 3 characters of the color. For example, if I wanted the whole message to appear orange, you want to put curly brackets ORA close to curly brackets. Make sure this chat command is before the message, so it colors the whole message. Now I'm going to go ahead and enter it. Now my whole message is orange. All color codes work the same way, and I will have a window shown on the video with all colors you can use. However, there is one difference, which is the color black. For black, you don't type BLA. Instead, you'll type BLK. And if you want, you can alternatively just type DEF and we'll do the same thing, which means default. So let's go ahead and see what happens. As you can see, Quiet A is in orange and the rest of the message is in black. But for our example, we'll go ahead and just make nice view in red and then the rest of the message in black, which should appear like this. Next is the text box shape commands. You can use these commands to change the shape of your chat bubble and add effects to give it a more proper expression. Unlike the colors, you are able to access the chat menu options at the bottom of your chat box for these commands. You basically have the option to type out the chat command yourself or generate it. You have normal, emphasis, and uncertain. Now, normal is just any normal chat box. It's not going to make any difference when you use it. Emphasis will generate a command /toge. This will give you a spiky bubble with a loud sound. Now, if we go ahead and choose uncertain, it's going to update it to /moya, and that's going to give it a clouded bubble with a soft sound, like a thought bubble. For now, with my example, I'm just going to go ahead and use toge. There are also manga expressions to add even more expression to your messages. Next to the first option is the second option called manga expressions. You will notice a list of positive, negative, and more expressions available to you. This will generate a command that is /mn and then a number. The number is the expression determined by the selected number, which can range from 1 to 39 expressions. We're not going to go through all the different types of expressions because there's just too many and will make the video too long. But when you get the time, go ahead and mess with it, because you can really make some nice things. So for example, if I want to do irritated, it will generate /mn3. And when I type the message out, you get a little vein pop up on your message. For now, we'll use that for our example, or in fact, let's customize it a little bit to something better. I want to do blushing. So that'd be forward mn6. And it will look like this. Now moving on. Now we understand a little bit more on how to customize our message. We can move on to learning how to use cut-ins. So, cut-ins are character windows that appear randomly on screen with an animated background and face expression. We can use this with our message to shove it into other players' screens. Now, before we get to cut-ins, let me warn you that many players will have cut-in messages disabled, as it can get in the way and block your view in battle, especially if a lot of players are spamming them. So please try to be considerate towards others and not overuse this feature, because it can also block not only the other players, but also your screen in battle. As you should already know, you can access the menu of these cut-ins through the chat box menu down here. The third option, called cut-ins. Now, when hovering over the menu, you'll be provided a preview of what each cut-in looks like with your character. The command is as follows: /ci and then the number, where the number sign is replaced with 1 through 9. On the menu, you are provided with 7 expressions and with 5 angles for each expression. You may notice when messing with the cut-in commands that Smiling 2 and Wink use CI8 and CI9. For now, for our example, I want to use CI8. Now also notice I have a 1 next to the CI8. You can remove that 1 if you're just going for the default angle. The only times you want a number near there is if you're going for angles 2 through 4. Okay, now we can move on to adding emotes to your message. Now let's discuss the lobby action type 1 and type 2 variations. There will always be 2 versions you can use for a lobby action, although you can choose which version you like by generating it via the chat box menu. But let's say you have a male character and decide to change your motion settings to female. Anything you generate from the command menu will also switch the genders in your chat shortcuts. That's because the command is generated using /LA for default lobby action and or /CLA for the other version. A good example of this would be using goodpose. Let's go ahead and remove that. We'll talk about that later. As you can see, it generated with LA. So that should default to male since my character is set as a type 1 character. Now let's see what the type 2 looks like. Or the alternative one. The female version. Thankfully, there are commands to specifically set which one you want to use, just in case if you happen to change your type emote settings or whatever it was called in the salon. So for that, you're going to instead type either M for the male version of the emote, and or use /FLA for the female version. For this, we're going to go ahead and change your emote. So my example specifically requires this specific emote that I want to use, which is /FLA backflip. So now we can move on to hand motions for lobby actions. However, we'll be using a different lobby action than the backflip because obviously you won't see it because my character will be doing backflips hiding the hands. So for this portion of the video, we'll use goodpose again to explain the hand motions. Now you can generate an emote using the chat box menu as usual. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a goodpose. Now notice that I have an option at the top here where it says hand pose and requires me to hit the square button on my controller. This will be different depending on which controls you use, but just pay attention to this, you'll be able to access this menu. When accessing this menu, you'll be given an option of choosing multiple hand motions that you've unlocked. Usually you can get these hand motions through the SG scratch or by AC scratches. It usually depends, but once you have it unlocked, you can choose it. You can also choose if you want it to appear on both hands, the left hand, or just the right hand. For now, I'm going to keep it at both hands. And for this example, I'm going to choose pinch. As you can see, right now, my emote uses thumbs up. By default, it does a thumbs up. It doesn't really use a hand motion. But now that we added a hand motion, let's see what happens. See, instead of a thumbs up, now my character is doing a little pinch. So, do what you want with this feature. Hopefully you can create some cool designed screenshots or emotes or whatever. Also notice that on the command, it shows HA for hand and then pinch. You can type these commands, but I feel it'll be very difficult to remember by heart. So just go ahead and just use the emote generation command. So you don't have to really worry about it. Okay, so we got the hand motions added. Now let's focus on the next two features, which I'm about to explain are only available to those who have a premium set. And that's pausing your emotes. Now, let's type our command again, the backflip command, but we're going to add something else to it. Now, we're not adding hand motions, so we're going to have to remove that, or we can keep this. It doesn't really matter right now. But after that, you're going to also type S 1.75. Now, the S stands for seconds, and obviously, the 1.75 is for 1 second and 75 milliseconds. Adding this to the command will pause the emote for 10 seconds, which is enough time for this emote to show off a specific animation I want to show you in a moment. As you can see now, my posterior is showing through the cut-in window. This is what you can do with pausing emotes. You can kind of get away with showing feet and other types of things if you know how to use your emotes. So I suggest really messing around with this feature if you do have access to it to get the type of scene you want. Now the same pause effect can be applied to your expressions in case you want an expression that doesn't involve your character's mouth being animated. Sure, we have CI 7, but what if you want to use a different expression and not have the mouth move? With this, you could do that. So we'll also let you show off any expressions you customize through the salon. So a good way to show this would be to remove the backflip command for this part of the video. I don't want you missing my face after all. We'll use goodpose for this one instead. So let's just do goodpose and we'll be good to go there. Now, you want to add after the cut in command /FC and then the corresponding number for your expression. Since you have 1 through 7 expressions, you can go ahead and type any of those numbers. I'm going to pick specifically 8, since that will get me the wink face. For this portion of the video, I will use the wink face and add an S0 after it. So /FC 8, which is the wink face, same as the cut-in, then S0 after it. So this will pause the expression on frame 0, giving you the actual facial expression you made in the salon before. As you can see, my character is smiling, but I messed up because that's not the wink face. But you get the idea. Okay, so now that we have all this, we've created an entire command. Let's put it into our chat macro. I'm going to go ahead and go to my chat settings in my main menu and go to chat shortcut settings and go back to that third shortcut we used earlier that said hello. Now I'm going to replace it with this new command. Just copy and paste everything you've done. And then let's test it out now. I'm going to erase this and type /S3 and voila. You've got yourself a chat macro. Congratulations. With all this combined, you have now learned how to use and customize your commands and make them into chat macros. There are actually a lot of commands I didn't introduce in this video and will be introduced in the auto chat command video. It's could be a lot of cool stuff I'll introduce there. The command I used in this video will be in the description below. If you have any questions about the chat commands, you can ask them in the comments or if I'm live on my Twitch channel. Please remember to slap the like button if you like the video or dislike if you dislike it. You can also subscribe to my channel for any future videos that will focus on the fun and interesting things you can do in PSO2. Thanks again. Have fun.